Hey guys, welcome back to Mad About Skin. I just turned 40, so here's my current anti-aging skincare routine focused down on fading hyperpigmentation, maximizing collagen production, and firming and lifting the skin. Achieving all of that on a budget. I'm going to share with you products that are tried and tested on this very face and proven to deliver, fighting through all of that marketing BS that the big skincare brands throw at us and just getting back to basics with those results. I've listed and linked all the products that I mentioned in today's video down in the description box below in case you want to explore them for your own routine, read the reviews, or check the price point. And I'm also going to share with you how to layer and pair these in an effective routine in order to maximize the results without actually spending any more of your hard-earned coin. Sit back, relax, let's talk my anti-aging at 40. Now, in today's video, I'm mixing things up. You guys have been asking for shorter intros, and I'm going to experiment and give that a go. So let me know what your thoughts are. Do you just like cutting straight into things, or do you like the old style intros? Let me know in the comments. But I'm going to start out with actually a new product that's only recently hit the market, and I've been super impressed with. This is the Remedy Face and Neck Firming Stick. Now, as always, none of the content you see on my page is ever sponsored or in paid partnership. You might see a couple of skincare brands crop up multiple times in this routine. That's not because they bought that endorsement, it's because I genuinely love the brand and the product. So always bear that in mind. And if you do appreciate truly independent skincare advice and recommendations, make sure to give the video a quick like. So this is the newest launch by Remedy, and this is their face and neck stick. They actually recommend using this on an evening. And whilst this is a morning skincare routine, I actually use this twice a day because I find not only does it firm and lift the neck, it also helps with shaving rash, which I always manage to get. It's got retinol, but in super gentle form and in a low dose, so it's great for the sensitive neck area, and it's packed full of peptides and calming and soothing ingredients. Genuinely love this. Now, promise me you'll keep this in the fridge because I find it works so much better if you keep it in the fridge. And I actually just work it on skin like that. I don't rub it in. I just leave it to do its job, and it genuinely has helped me so much with just some of the creasing that I get here, but more importantly with any shaving rash and bumps and texture I've been getting in that area. Look at this video now and then maybe compare it to 1-2 months ago before I started using this, and hopefully you'll see the difference in just erasing some discoloration, firming and lifting, and definitely helping with those shaving bumps. I absolutely love this, and I believe it is now available for general sale in the whole world. So wherever you are, you can get your hands on this. I really like it. Just top tip, keep it in the fridge because I genuinely think that's where you're going to get the maximum cooling and the maximum tightening benefit, particularly if you're using it on a morning, which I do. Now, any good skincare routine, be it anti-aging, hyperpigmentation fighting, whatever, starts with a good cleanse. And I really want to get across the message in this video that if you start with the wrong cleanser, you're kind of setting up your routine for failure. This is something I learned over, the 5 years of my skincare journey. You don't want to reach for a cleanser that's going to strip and dry because everything you put on afterwards is going to be fighting through that. And my skin is definitely more dryness prone at 40 than it was when I was 35, 32, whatever. Our skin just become more dehydrated or dehydration prone as we age. So maybe take a close look at your cleanser and think, is it doing what it needs to do? My absolute favorite at the moment is this. This is the Medicate Total Moisture Daily Cleansing Gel. This is phenomenal because it actually adds back hydration into the skin. I know. I never thought I'd see the day where a cleanser actually adds hydration rather than taking it away. But this really does. And I think it's one of the smartest formulas I've personally seen in a cleanser in a long time. The key with this one is a little goes such a long way. Don't use a lot of the product. You just don't need to. I use half a pump and that'll do the face and the neck. Genuinely is that good. It'll remove multiple layers of water-resistant SPF, makeup. It's just an all-in-one cleanser, and for me, I absolutely love it. It's also really not too expensive. When I'm talking about doing things on a budget, what I like to look at is the amount of product I'm getting. You get a lot of cleanser in here. How many uses I'm going to get? Medicate says you'll get 170 uses out of this bottle. I think that's about right for the amount of product you get and how much you have to use. Half a pump, full face and neck is all you need. So you're getting 170 cleansers, which for me is really value for money, and I personally love it. Now, I don't believe I might be wrong. I don't believe this is available to the US market yet. I think it's coming in a few months' time. So if you're watching this from the US, sending lots of love, drop the US flag down in the comments below. Let me know that you're tuning in from the US so I can send you lots and lots of love. And happy July the 4th weekend if you're watching this around the time of it's going live. You could use this as an alternative. This is the Remedy Ceramide Cleanser. Very similar in terms of adding back hydration rather than taking it away. And another one of my firm favorites. Very similar price point, very similar outcomes. You could use either or, but like I say, if you're watching from the US, you could use the Ceramide Remedy one and it will deliver similar things. So all of that was done off camera, and now we're going to get into the routine itself. As always, I have got a cat hair on the end of my nose. You guys, I know from previous full routine videos, can relate to that. There is always a cat hair in my routine, and I think if you don't have pet hair stuck to your face during your skincare routine, what are you doing? For me, it's a fact of life. So I'm going to start with this. This is the Numbuzzin NAD PDRN Glow Boosting Toner. I love this because it's got some peptides, NAD, and it just refreshes the skin. You could technically skip this step if you're not a fan of toners and essences. You don't need to use them at this point. I like to because I think it just adds a little extra hydration. This is one of my favorite products that I spoke about so often on the channel. But I always say use what works for you and aligns to your individual time commitment and price point. This I love, but as I said, it's a slightly optional step. If you did want to cut it, you could just go into the other steps and just maybe splash the skin with a little tap water, get things, a little bit damp because the rest of your routine will work better. And then we're going on to the eyes. So under my eyes, I'm going to go in with this. This is the Dr. Malaxin Semen Ray Eye Cream. Love this. Not to be confused with the balm. They do a balm stick, which I personally don't like. This is the eye cream. It is so good, and you can just dab a little of this on under the eye. It does a light color correction, but it actually has some great anti-aging benefits too. It firms, it lifts, it does a light color correction, and honestly, this is the most effective eye cream I have used in a hot minute. I absolutely love it. I got mine on TikTok Shop, but I think you can buy it on the standard Korean skincare websites. So what I'll do is I'll dig out some links and I'll list them down in the description box below, like I said, as I will for all the products, so you can find out where you can get it with the cheapest price point. But this, honestly, one of the best eye creams I have ever used. Tap it in with your finger, and like I say, I find it works best if you put a little on and then work it in. I find if you put too thick a layer on, it can look cakey, so don't do that. Just keep applying until you're happy with the results, and yeah, that is your under eye snatched, firmed, lifted, color corrected, all in one. I absolutely love this, and it's a great kind of like skincare makeup hybrid that I think is becoming really popular in 2026. And for any guys out there that want to lift the under eye but don't necessarily want to look like they're wearing anything, this is a great option. So now next, we're coming into a step which I think I'm going to give you two options for, because I said I wanted this routine to be super cost effective and budget friendly. And so where I personally might use a slightly higher price point product, I will always offer an affordable alternative so that everybody's included. My ethos in skincare is it should be inclusive. I want everyone to feel part of the skincare community. Price should never be the reason why you feel excluded. So I'm going to use at this point the Medik8 PDRN Exosome Prismatic. This uses exosome technology to really enhance the penetration of the rest of the products we're going to put on. It also, the PDRN is great for anti-aging. I love this, and I actually declared it to be my favorite serum of the year in a recent video, which I'm going to dig out and leave a link to up there. Check that video out if you want more details. But yeah, pumping a bit of this across the skin. Now, exosomes are great because they actually will help any products you put on after them just penetrate that a little bit more effectively. You get a little extra bang for your buck. So it's a great way of cheating some additional anti-aging results with just one extra product. If your budget doesn't stretch to this one, which is honestly my absolute favorite, you could do it with this, which is the Ordinary Caffeine 3%. Now, this is a beautiful emulsion. I'll show you on the back of my hand. And caffeine will also help increase the penetration rate of your products. So whilst exosomes and caffeine are very different, the outcomes are very similar. And so you could absolutely use this in the place of this if you wanted to do it more affordably. There is nothing wrong with that, and you'll still get some great results. Now let that sink in for a little bit. And then I'm going to go in with this. This is the Remedy for Daily Defense Vitamin C. Now, again, I said sometimes you'll see the same brands crop up in this video. It's because I just genuinely like them. I think Remedy are doing so much right now. Like, all of their products are just hitting the mark for me, and I'm loving them. The same goes for like Medicate, which I'm loving. Always been a fan of The Ordinary. I love brands like Geek and Gorgeous, No Buzzing and stuff. There are a lot of brands that I really, really love and recommend. And I think, yeah, I am generally quite brand loyal. And Remedy are one of my personal favorites. So this is their Daily Defense Serum, which, if you can see that, is a nice vitamin C emulsion. So again, it's quite lightweight, which I personally love. We're going to have another heat wave here in the UK. Wear your sunscreen, guys, top tip. And that's coming later in the video. But we're going to have another heat wave here in the UK. And so I want something that's really lightweight on the skin. I don't want a routine that's going to add weight and feel heavy. So I'll generally go for lighter products, things like emulsions over oils, because that just works for me in these super warm months. And that Remedy for Daily Defense is stunning, absolutely stunning. Super easy to get if you're shopping from the US. If you're watching this from Europe, just know that Remedy is coming to stores apparently. I think it's August, but it might be September. But anyway, they're going to hit stores August or September, which is going to make our lives so much easier. I don't have to pay the high shipping prices anymore. I can walk into a store and buy it, and this is going to be so like music to my ears, and I cannot wait. I'll bring you some more update on that when I know. Like I said, I don't work for the brand. I don't know the exact dates, but I heard a rumor, and I'll confirm it when I know more. So vitamin C is fantastic when it comes to anti-aging because it fades hyperpigmentation, it provides some protection against free radical damage, and it brightens the skin. All things we kind of need in our lives. I'm then going to come on to azelaic acid and tranexamic acid. These are both key ingredients when it comes to preventing premature aging caused by inflammation in the skin and fading hyperpigmentation. You can use a separate azelaic acid serum and tranexamic acid serum, or you can go with this one I created, which is the Mad About Skin Dual Action Dark Spot Serum. 10% azelaic acid, 5% tranexamic acid, blended together, so it's a one and done. I am someone that's trying, maybe not that successfully, but I am trying to streamline things in 2026. This is a smaller routine than the equivalent would have been 2 years ago. Streamlining is great, less time spent, generally less money if you play it wise, and it's just easier. So this is a 2-in-1. It also has alpha-arbutin, which I love, and that's again going to further enhance that hyperpigmentation fighting. Again, this is an emulsion. I spoke recently in a video about how azelaic acid in an emulsion is far more effective than azelaic acid in suspension form. If you don't know what I'm on about, or you wonder, what's the difference? Again, I'll dig out a video and I'll leave a link to it there. Check that out, because that's really going to give you everything you need to know about azelaic acid. And that's just, it goes onto the skin. You will get a slight prickling with a good quality emulsion azelaic acid, just a tiny one, because that's the azelaic acid working, but that should go within 10-20 seconds. So always be mindful of that. If you get any prickling, don't stress it. 10-20 seconds, it should have disappeared. If it's longer than that, you might need to go down a strength or look at a different formula. But that's like my top tip. And I use that on a morning. 10% on the morning. I'll go in with something higher, 20% on an evening, to really dial up my azelaic acid results. But on the morning, 10% is all I need. And then before we do sunscreen, just one more product, which is peptides. Now, I hear lots of conversation about peptides online, what you can use them with, you can't use them with. I don't want to stress it, because my morning skincare routine, I have 2 kids. I need to be on it on the morning and out that door. I don't have time to stress and worry about layering and pairing. So the best thing you can do is to go for an encapsulated peptide product. And that way you can use it alongside your vitamin C's. You can use it alongside your exfoliating acids, your retinoids, whatever you're using. You can use your peptides alongside it if they're encapsulated. I'm using the one from my own brand. This is the copper peptide serum from Mad About Skin. And I know some of you are going to take copper peptides on a morning? Really? They're for an evening. Copper peptides, a morning and evening for the best results. Just trust me on that. I know, because copper peptides generally cost a little bit more. People are like, I want to just don't waste them. I'm just going to use them once a day. So go for an affordable option like the Mad About Skin one. That way, you actually can guarantee that you get encapsulated, so it's easy to use, and it's super inexpensive, so you can use it twice a day. because copper peptides are anti-inflammatory. This also has some other great peptides which are going to boost collagen and elastin production, minimize fine lines and wrinkles. If you can hear any groaning in the background, I should have said, my dog is sat by my feet waiting for his walk. So if you heard the groan, let him know you heard the groan by leaving like the dog emoji down in the comments. Yeah, the perils of filming with a dog that is very much ready for his walk. But I did say to him, I've got to film first, so keep it quiet. But he's quite grumbly, so if that's what that is, it's my dachshund. So yeah, peptides, use them twice a day. If you're in any doubt whatsoever, go for an affordable encapsulated one, and then you're not having two products, one for morning, one for evening. You can use the same one. I've left a link to where you can get this and the dark spot serum with a discount. So again, I'm going to help you out to reduce the cost of your skincare. So if you want to save 25% on these, I'll leave a link down in the description box below of how you can save 25%. Just my way of helping you guys out on your own skincare journey, because yeah, like I say, anti-aging shouldn't break the bank. And then all we've got to do is apply our sunscreen. There are loads of great sunscreens on the market at the moment. I'm putting my own brand, which is the Mad About Skin Protect and Hydrate sunscreen, because this has a 6-hour wear. I use this on my kids as well, which I always say, if you wouldn't use a product on your kids, why, like a sunscreen on your kids, why would you use it on your own skin? And that's something I always, like a philosophy I live by, because this has a 6-hour wear, and this is going to give you that longer protection because it has photo-stable filters. And the reason I think that is really, really important is if you're loading your kids up with sunscreen before they go to school, you don't want one that is going to have to like be ineffective in 2 hours because he's reapplying, which you know they're not going to do. This lasts the full 6 hours, which I love. Same goes for me. I'm not going to reapply during the day. I'll be too busy. I'll forget. I won't have it on me. 6 hours, you've got the whole thing. This is not the only long wear sunscreen. There are others. Sultan do a really good one. Pizbuin do one. There are other long wear sunscreens. But let me tell you, they exist and they are there to make your life easy. So trust me on this one. Definitely, definitely, definitely. Going with a long wear sunscreen, because that's anti-aging without the fuss. It's also more economical because you're using less product because you're having to reapply every 2 hours. So you're actually saving, like using a third of the amount of a product. That's value for money. And that is at 40, my anti-aging skincare routine. Now, let all of that sink in. The glow is real. I'm feeling skin confident. My skin feels great. I'm going to let all that sink in, and then I'm going to go about my day. What I look for in terms of skincare is a nice natural skin finish. This doesn't feel heavy. It doesn't feel like I put a load of product on and it's weighing me down. I feel like just my skin, but anti-aged, protected, anti-aged. And that's what I want, especially in the warmer months. You want products to feel truly invisible on the skin, and all of these do. They're also tested, as you say, on my own skin. You can see that these actually work. My skin feels hydrated, nourished, protected. I've got all the ingredients that I need, and this isn't a super expensive skincare routine, especially if you play it smart. And my message to everyone in 2026 is work smarter, not necessarily harder. You know, go for a long wear sunscreen. That way you're not stressing the reapplication. Go for multi-purpose, multi-active serums. And that way you're streamlining and making everything easy. And just know that where some products that are a higher price point might be amazing, there's usually a more affordable option for those of you on a budget. And hopefully in today's video, I've been able to share that. So yeah, let me know your thoughts. What is your hot take? What do we think to the finish on the skin? I feel my skin feels great. It feels ready to go to walk the dog. I'm going to go walk the dog, you know. So what do you guys think? Is there anything you change about this routine? Is there anything that you use that you might recommend including? Do you like any of these products? Do you have any feedback on them? Let me know down in the comment section below, wherever you are in the world, guys. Stay safe, stay well, and love your skin. Take care. Bye.